It's me! Welcome back to Creative Chaos. I have a new savings challenge, a new digital savings challenge. So I have two. I have an NBA playoffs one that I'm going to go over soon, and then I also have an MLB one, which is really exciting because that means I get to save more monies. Woo! So since the NBA playoffs are starting soon, we're going to go over some of the rules that I've figured out while making this challenge. So I have decided that it's going to be similar to the digital March Madness one, with like the teams and everything. The rules are: you select your team each round. If your team wins, save $2. If your team loses, you save $3. And then this one is for the play-in. So during the play-in, the winning score for each game is saved. And then we have our first round conference semifinals, conference finals, and NBA finals. So during those rounds, each round is a best of 7. So if a team wins in 4 games, I'm going to be saving $100. If a team wins in 5 games, I'll save $75. 6 games, $50, and 7 games, $25. And then once we get to the conference semifinals, the conference finals, and the NBA finals, our bonuses are going to be that if a team wins with a score of 120 or more points, I'm going to save $5. If an individual player scores over 30 points, I'll save $10. And then each extra player who scores over 30 points, I'll save an additional $2. And then if a game goes to overtime, I'm saving $20. And then the last one, during the NBA finals, the winning score for each game is saved. And then I'll have a little score sheet down here to remind me how much money I've saved through each round. So we'll have our play-in Eastern and Western conferences. So I'll have the teams playing, and then our winner, and then the score, because I'll be saving the winning score for each game, since it's only one game per play-in. And then same thing with the number 8 seed game. I'll be putting down the teams, the winner, and the score. And then at the end, I'll be putting down how much was saved on each card. And then we'll go to our first round. So the first round is going to be split up by the team. So the 2 teams that play, and then whichever winner. And then I did it all the way to game 7. So the ones that are starred, game 5, 6, and 7, those are if they're necessary. And then I'll put a best of 7. So let's say it's 4-0. I'll put down 4-0, or 4-3. If it's a best of, if they go to a game 7. And then again, I'll be saving the total amount. So for this one, it's either going to be $100, $75, $50, or $25, depending on how many games they play, and whether or not a team sweeps or goes to a game 5, 6, or 7. And then looking at the conference semifinals, I'm also going by team, so the 2 teams that play, and then these are the ones that have the bonuses. So we'll be naming our winner each game, and then the bonuses are the amount of points that were scored, amount of winning points that were scored, the individual player points if there's any, if a game goes to overtime as well. And then again, we'll be choosing our team for the entire round. So let's say it's let's say for the first round it's the Lakers versus the Warriors, and I choose the Warriors. Then if that's correct and they win the best of 7, then I'll be saving $2 for choosing correctly. If the Lakers win and I didn't choose them, then it'd be a $3 save. If you know what I'm saying, if you're following along. I hope this makes sense. And then lastly, the NBA Finals, since it's only going to be between one Eastern Conference team and one Western Conference team, we're going to choose our team, whether it's correct or not, in a best of 7. And then we're going to put down our winner for each game, and then the score. So we'll be saving the score for each game, and then any bonuses, we'll add that to the scorecard as well. And then again, we'll tally up how many games were won versus how many games were lost. So either 4-0, 4-1, 4 and 2 or 4 and 3, and then the total amount saved. And so after every round, we'll go back up to our scorecard and fill in how much was saved during each one. And then at the end, we'll be able to tally up all the stuff that we saved, all the money. And then I think I'll be doing it like I did with the digital March Madness, where I have, I'll have a bunch of different categories. So like debt payment or a vacation payment or like a month ahead kind of payment. So each time we're done with a round, we'll roll for that. I think I'll do four different categories, and then the NBA final will get the extra bonus money. So each category will get something, but only one category will get a second payment. I hope this all makes sense. Anyways, if you're excited about the NBA playoffs like I am, then stick around. We're gonna save lots of money this season, and if you'd like to follow along, just keep on watching. Let's move on to our MLB one, and we'll get, I'll show you what I'm doing on that one. All right, so here's our MLB regular season savings. So I started off with all the teams. I picked 3 from the AL and 3 from the NL. And so those 6 teams I'll be saving money for. And so we've got the Cubs, the Mariners, the Nationals, the Orioles, the Padres, and the Twins. So each one, whether they win a game or lose a game, will save me money. So for example, the Cubs, if they win a game, I save $2. If they lose a game, I save $1. And then I'll tally it up in a chart like this. This is basically a calendar. This is from end of March to the beginning of May. And so each day I go in and I write down whether they won or lost, and then how much each game saved me. And then tallied it up for the total amount saved for that day. And then when I get to every 2 weeks, I get to a Friday, I tally up how much money was saved during those 2 weeks, and then I'll come down here and write in my payment. So this month, March, April, May, I'll be making payments towards my credit card. So at the moment, I'm paying an extra payment of $54, and then once I get done with May, I'll be moving on to something else. So these are all like extra payments. It's not on top of what I already am putting towards my debt or towards my savings. These are all just extra payments. So if you'd like to follow along with that, you can. You can make up your own rules. If you want, you can even just pick one team and then save the amount of, you can save their score for each game. So like, let's say I just watched the Cubs versus the Dodgers and the Cubs won 16-0. So you could save $16 just from that game. And then I have a little scorecard here to show you, or to show myself really, how many wins and how many losses. And so this is 162 little baseballs here, and that'll tell me how much money I will be saving for the entire regular season of baseball. And this will go all the way until the end of the season, which I think is September, October, and then we'll get into the postseason. But that's all for my 2 new digital savings challenges. Let me know in the comments who's your team for NBA and who your team is for MLB. All right, that's all. See you next time. Bye. And my camera's dying again.